Hello, all you happy people. Welcome to Some Dumb Guy. I have more movies and things to share, and I appreciate you joining me. So, here we go for another unboxing of goodness. First and foremost, big an Amazon box. Let's see. Paper. What do we have? We have for selection number 1, we have the box set of NCIS season 9 through 12, and this is almost about where I check out on NCIS. I've actually watched up to season 14, where I think the show completely lost its way, and I've only heard that it gets worse from there. So I think they're doing 22 now, and I am content to stop where I'm at. But I picked this guy up because I know this kind of packaging gets a lot of hate. I know it does. But this space-saving packaging is a lifesaver for people who want to build a substantial library, particularly when it comes to television. This takes about half the space it would take to store the seasons in individual cases. I don't care who gripes about stacked discs or quote-unquote alleged flimsy packaging, which is not typically true. I've never had one of these cases break on me after I've received it, unless it's broken already in transit. But this appears to be stacked discs. Well, you'll be able to tell that in there. It's a little blurry, but I think you should be able to see that. And you know what? I'd rather the slightest inconvenience of going through stacked discs, as long as they're not all scratched up already, than I would taking the extra space to store my movies and my television shows. Why? Because I want to have more. And this allows me to do so. So that's the trade-off, and this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So any NCIS fans out there, are you still watching the show? Did you drop off? 22 seasons is a lot, I know. When I was originally watching it, I took a rather large break, picked it back up, kept burning through it, and like I said, stopped at the end of 14 when they neutered Gibbs. You don't send Gibbs to therapy. You don't have him running around giving his coworkers hugs. Nope, sorry. Done. Out. So, that's that. We'll just throw that right there. Next up, this rocks out of here. A classic Western on Blu-ray from 1952. Starring Alan Ladd. Justice as only the Wild West can serve. We have the one and only Shane. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know that I've ever seen this in its entirety. I have seen at least a portion of it, and I'm trying to figure out if my plastic is scuffed. Oh, you can see that. This little here, if the plastic is scuffed, or if the insert is worn from the plastic rubbing on it. I can't tell, and I'm gonna have to pop the plastic off to find out. Interesting though. Yeah, I've seen maybe most, maybe all of it. I'm not sure. I think I caught it on TV once, and because I've been picking up so many classic westerns lately anyway, this was an absolute add to my library, and I'm glad that I have it now. Looking forward to a rewatch on that. So that does it for Amazon, or Amazon as I sometimes call them. Next we are moving on to Groove, and I have 2 envelopes from Groove. Let's see what's in the bag. We've got 2 in this one. Packing this, we don't need that. And what we have for number 1, Blu-ray from 1997, starring Michael Douglas and who else? Sean Penn. And those are the only two names on the back here. So, without further ado, we have The Game. I have seen this one. I have next to no recollection whatsoever of the details, the plot. I remember enjoying what I saw, and that's as far as it goes. But again, I think this is one I caught on network TV back in the day. And being that's a rated R movie, for language and for some violence and sexuality, there's probably some things cut out that I did not get to see. So I will see soon. Number 2. Adding to my DC animated film library, one of only probably 2 films in this particular category I will ever own. This one is from, no year. I don't see any year. No copyrights for years. So we're not going to care about that this time. We have Green Lantern. This Emerald Knights. I do like the artwork on this cover. My TV is playing on a menu behind where my phone is mounted, so that is why the color and quality of my light keeps changing. I currently have the menu for the first disc of season 1 of Arcane up because I have begun watching that. I've gone through the first 2 episodes. Oh, looks like Hal Jordan's got something of a different costume style than what I'm accustomed to. But, yeah, not a whole lot of Green Lantern movies put out in the DC animated universe, so that might be fun to look at. And this one, let's see here, packing list. Yeah, ooh. Hotly anticipated film here, 4K with slipcover, which is a nice slipcover. This is beautifully done. Sometimes images on your computer screens do not do these things justice. From 1984, horror icon just arrived. We have the original, A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is a very matte-like slipcover with some metallic highlights. Back of the glove, the Nightmare on the title. This is very nice. I got to see the 40th anniversary release. It was either last month or in August. This was re-released in the theater, and I got to watch. And it might have been the second time I've seen it in the theater off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure, but that was a good time. Theatrical experience always adds something, even to a movie that I've already seen at home many times. This includes both the original theatrical and unrated versions of the film. From what I've read on the interwebs, the unrated version just adds a couple of seconds of gore, nothing to write home about, but that will be the version I pop in when I go to check this guy out, just to see what pops out to me as far as being different. So, yeah. I really miss when Freddy looked actually creepy and to a degree scary. So you watch his progression after the second film, his look just becomes less gruesome, more plasticky, more cartoony. And I've long since held the position for many years that I basically checked out of the entire franchise after the 3rd film. Although I'm not even a huge fan of it. It's really just the first 2 for me. I know part 2, minority opinion right there. That's okay. I'm used to it. come at me, yell at me. I don't care. I'll defend that film all day long. Next, we have, from Canada. This I got from Raven Banner. I probably will never deal with Raven Banner again, at least not directly. This is a film that I purchased directly off their website, and it was probably, I would have to look at my dates, but I want to say it was in August that I purchased it. Their website they expect 3 to 4 weeks delivery to the US. Okay, no problem, understood. I waited till just after the 4-week mark, and I realized, hey, nothing's happening here. I took a look, and it said, oh yeah, I know we send an email out to let you know, when your purchase is shipped. Well, over 4 weeks in, not only did I not receive the item, but I hadn't received an email either. So I emailed them. A week or so goes by with no response. Okay, email them again. 4 or 5 days go by, nada, nothing. At this point, I'm looking at reaching out to my bank, my credit card, whatever, and see if I can get my refund on that, because, you make a purchase from a vendor, they don't deliver the product, they are completely non-responsive. What else are you going to do? There was no other contact information I could find other than the email address off their website. And just before I pulled the trigger to reach out to my bank, I finally get an email back from them saying, oh, hey, we had a disruption in our supply chain from our vendor, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. He says it'll be shipping out by the end of the week. Or no, they said, I'm sorry, they will be shipping out next week. Okay. So I get my shipment email that following week, of course, Friday, I think it was, at the very end of the week. So now, like, more than a week had gone by since I had heard from them when I got that. Okay, and of course they provide tracking information, which is great. So I monitor that tracking information. It took almost a week after that before the item had actually shipped. Okay, so yeah, so we're like I said, towards the end of August when I placed my order, and I just got this in the mail yesterday. Not too impressed there, not at all. So anyway, this was, I understand, a crowdfunded film. Very under the radar. Didn't get a limited theatrical release, fortunately. My area here was among the recipients to be able to see it, and I signed up right away based on one random trailer I think I'd seen in the theater. Seeing another movie. It pays to watch little independent films, because that's when you get to be notified about these things. The purported to be the first Swissploitation movie ever made. Came out last year, although I believe this has got a 2022 date on it. Swissploitation films, they're calling this. Anyway, from last year, what we have here is a twist on a classic legend of Mad Heidi. I might have to turn that TV off, huh? Is it putting way extra glare on the screen here, so you guys can't see as well? Although, that's just coming from my phone screen. Okay, never mind. Anyway, we have Mad Heidi here. Spline. Back. This was a lot of fun. In some regards, I consider this to be very Tarantino-esque. Kind of, in a lot of ways, reminded me of Inglourious Bastards. And only recognizable name is Casper Van Dien, notably from Starship Troopers, is in it. And yeah, really good, fun movie. The classic Heidi legend turned on its head. I don't want to say anything about this movie. If this is something that just kind of piques your interest based on what you can see here, look it up, maybe watch a trailer, check it out. Just, yeah, real interesting fun on that one. And I'm glad to finally have it and not have to worry about that nonsense ever again. And let's see here. Last but not least, from Half Price Books. We deal with them every now and then. This is going to be a used copy because I couldn't find this new anywhere anymore. I don't think it's out of print. This is kind of fitting the timing on this one. The case is a little scuffage, but nothing significant. Hopefully, there's a little bit of grime though. I'm gonna have to clean this thing up. Let's check the disc. They always put their discs in backwards so you can see the important area first and foremost. It is pretty okay. Looks like it might need a little cleaning, but another DC animated film to go with the other one I just showed. And this one here, likewise, doesn't seem to have a copyright date on the back cover. It's an interesting trend. But what we have here, Green Lantern First Flight. This one I have seen, and I liked it. I remember having the impression that of all the DC animated films I've seen, that this one actually got Hal Jordan's character pretty accurately done, I thought. But it's been a long time since I've seen it. It's probably been at least 10 years or more. I wish I could tell you when this thing came out, because I believe I saw it when it was relatively new. See if there's anything on the disc itself. Wow. That's just bizarre. No dates. No dates at all. That's okay. Got an address for Warner Brothers. No. Anyway, Green Lantern First Flight. Good stuff. That's it. All done today. Seen any of these? Know any of these? Like any of these? Curious about any of these? Buying any of these? Let me know. Talk to me, Goose. Thank you once again for joining me. I'm Some Dumb Guy. Join me next time. Some Dumb Time, Some Dumb Channel, Some Dumb Guy. You have a nice evening. Good night.